Investors wanted a simple, sunny and relaxing home, in some way responsive to the movement of the sun. The plot of the house was located in the suburbs among the average single-family housing. We placed a rectangular block on it that corresponded to the wishes of the investors in terms of the functional program. Then we turned the part belonging to the ground floor to get as much privacy as possible from the side of the road. The investors' request was a flat-roofed house, however the local spatial law imposed sloping roofs. Therefore, from the street side, the house has a gable roof, and from the garden side, a flat roof. As a result, a non-standard and characteristic house was created. But most importantly, the investors wanted a home reacting to the location of the sun, which is why we use the quadrant motive, an old device used to determine the position of the stars. As a result, part of the building reacts to the sun and follows its movement, giving residents, for example, shade and pleasant airflow when they are there, but also control of sunlight in the building or extension of its space, about which we're going to hear in a moment. In the meantime, see what the already realized building looks like from the side of the driveway. The closed solid of the ground floor separates an intimate garden zone. The gable roof meets the requirements of the spatial law and refers to the surrounding buildings. There are no windows on this side. From the other side, that is, from the garden, the building seems to have a flat roof according to the owner's wishes. You can see how the roof has been shaped to get it. This is a view from the west side onto the private zone. Here you can clearly see how a part of the building breaks off and begins to follow the second wing of the house. The moving part moves between the living room area and the spa, which separates private space of the garden. One of the functions of this mobile part of the building is a terrace, which, following the sun, protects the inhabitants from it, giving them a pleasant shade and airflow. Here we see the moment when the moving block approaches the living room. You can see his next function, the extension of the living room, because its windows are open. Now we are experiencing what the residents of the mobile part of the building are approaching, as you can see, to the spa zone, closed by glazing. So we have another function here, shading of the space at which the mobile part is located. It is also equipped with external blinds, which protect the house from very low sunshine, but also staying protected from the wind. This is a view of the day zone, which is open on both sides, and the mobile part of the building approaching. It goes to the living room, giving protection from the low sun, without blocking the view. Look at the shadow that appeared in the living room, thanks to this position. The departing elements reveals the technology by which it moves. We decided not to hide it. Unlike, for example, flashings or other typical finishes, such as the edge of the terrace floor. We can see the detail of the rail on which the mobile part of the building moves. This picture from the time of construction shows a combination of two worlds, classic non-moving architecture and technology that makes it movable. This drawing shows how the idea of the quadrant turned into a technology that makes everything here work. We can already see the twilight, and the element moves seamlessly from one side to another, because during the warm evenings it often becomes an extension of one of the spaces. And when night comes, the 18-meter wide day zone is closed by sliding glazing. Initially, the solution, due to its width, was a prototype created only for us. After a year, Skyframe transformed them into a system solutions. Inhabitants of the quadrant house discover new advantages of the mobility of their building every day, which translates into functionality and pleasure of life.